Beyond the Single Story, Celebrating Diversity in Picture Books. Welcome, and thank you for joining us at the Virginia Beach Public Libraries as we dive into children's picture books and look at diversity and its importance for our children. This presentation has been built and compiled by the Youth and Family Service Department at VBPL. Throughout this presentation, the librarians will share the importance of diverse picture books and their importance in developing empathy and compassion. Picture books give families the opportunities to see their families and cultures reflected in books, as well as the ability to see other cultures and experiences through storytelling. Librarians use specific criteria for selecting books to share and be a part of the library collection. These specific criteria allow library collections to be as inclusive as possible. While the publishing world is still trying to grapple with the need for increased diversity in stories, our library system takes the time to create collections that reflect our community. The importance of children reading books where they see themselves within the story, and the ability to peer into the experiences and lives of others that are unlike themselves, is an integral part of building an understanding of how we each play a role in our communities. Books can be both windows and mirrors into like and unlike perspectives. In 1988, educator Emily Stile explained that books provide readers with a window into reality and fantastical worlds. Furthermore, books also provide mirrors for the reader, where they can see themselves in the characters that are introduced and grow within its pages. In order to understand how windows and mirrors work, we first have to understand the different ways people identify with themselves and how they perceive others. One of these identifiers is culture. Culture includes shared characteristics that define how a person thinks, lives, and creates meaning. Cultural diversity includes race, ethnicity, age, sexual orientation, family composition, ancestry, ability, religious preference, socioeconomic status, language fluency, citizenship status, domicile, gender expression, and educational level. Then in 1990, author and educator Ruth Sims Bishop added that books act as sliding doors. These doors allow readers to walk into the story and become part of the world. Books are not just mirrors, windows, and sliding doors to the readers. Oh, they are so much more, and that is illustrated in Grant Snyder's comic that is shared here. These mirrors, windows, doors, stepping stones, overcoats, anchors, springboards, escape hatches, quiet corners, blankets, flying carpets, and beacons can have a significant impact on a child's self-image and allow them to build cultural understanding. The quality and quantity of materials can have either a positive or a negative effect on the reader. What effects can you think of? As we have talked about the importance of diversity and cultural diversity, a new movement in the publishing book world is Own Voices. What are Own Voices or hashtag Own Voices? Diversity in books reflect lives, appearances, personalities, or lifestyle of the reader. Own Voices focuses on the author and their own experiences that are reflected in their writing. Young adult author Corinne Dalvis posted or tweeted in 2015, quote, recommend literature about diverse characters written by authors from the same diverse group, unquote. Hashtag Own Voices is a movement started on Twitter, used to recommend books about diverse characters that have been written by authors from that same diverse group. Dalvis posted on Twitter a suggestion that people use the Own Voices hashtag to recommend books. Originally, the conversation stemmed from her frustration as a bisexual disabled person that most emphasis was being placed on diverse books rather than on diverse authors. She wanted to highlight authentic voices. In the graphic shown, the movement of Own Voices authors and titles is still young, and it's growing. It is not just authors and librarians that recognize the importance of diversity in literature. Marley Dias, a 13-year-old girl who has collected more than 11,000 books that showcase Black female lead characters, can now add her own book to her list. Quote, "I knew I was frustrated by the lack of diversity in the books I was reading in school, but it wasn't until my mother asked me about what I wanted to change that the book drive idea became fully clear," said Dias, who launched her hashtag 1000 Black Girl Books book drive in 2017 and is on Forbes 30 Under 30 list for 2018. This project is a great example of what happens when there are not enough windows or mirrors in children's literature. Children cannot see themselves or others like them in what they are reading, and therefore have a much harder time connecting to the content. Marley Dias did not see herself reflected in any of the books she was reading, so she started writing those stories herself. And as of September 2020, Marley Dias is now hosting a show called Bookmarks, which can be found on the streaming service Netflix. When we look at many books from the past and into the present, when we do find diverse characters, there is a tendency that they are not playing a major role. Walter Dean Myers refers to this state as the, quote, "apartheid of literature," unquote, where characters of color are limited to the townships of occasional historic books, as a sidekick or in the background, but never given a pass card to traverse the lands of adventure, curiosity, imagination, or personal growth. This leads to a poor sense of self, internalized social messages of other, and being segregated, and can lead to children feeling like the hero roles, where the ultimate prize is only allowed to those in the dominating cisgender white male culture. The infographic shown on the screen is from 2015 and compiled by the Cooperative Children's Book Center, a library that is part of the University of Wisconsin School of Education. They focus on youth and young adult literature. In 2015, the CCBC broke down the types of characters that were in the books they received. As you look at the percentages, what resonates with you? Is there anything that surprises or shocks you? In 2018, the CCBC released a new infographic. And as you can see, diversity and representation in children's literature is slowly moving in the right direction and is becoming more inclusive to reflect our communities. However, we still have a long way to go. This is the most recent data provided by the CCBC for 2019. While this is not illustrated, it shows their collected data as well as new categories that they have added. We have compiled the 3 years together in this infograph. As you look at these updated figures, what changes do you notice? What resonates with you? Is there anything that surprises or shocks you? And now let's learn about the amazing new diverse picture books in our collection. Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon by Kate Zhang and Charlene Chua. In this sweet and brightly illustrated picture book, Amy Wu must craft a dragon unlike any other to share with her class at school. Why did we pick it? With support from her family, the Chinese American heroine draws on the strength of her uniqueness to solve problems. A Big Bed for Little Snow by Grace Lin, author and illustrator. Little Snow loves the new, big, soft bed Mommy made him for the long, cold winter nights. But Mommy says this bed is for sleeping, not jumping. What happens when he can't resist jumping on his new, fluffy, bouncy bed? Why did we select this one? The book is a relatable and sweet story featuring Asian characters. Are Your Stars Like My Stars? By Leslie Helikowski and Heidi Woodward Sheffield. Are you like me? Do you see what I see? Children worldwide express wonderment of others near and far and curiosity of the unknown. The vehicle of transport and enquiry is color and the many hues that surround and embody the children uniquely. The softness of the illustrations and a smile on nearly every face makes this book especially huggable and highly accessible. A natural selection. It's available as a print book. Black is a Rainbow Color by Angela Joy and Akua Holmes, illustrator. Black is a rainbow, concludes the young thinker, who at first sees no black in the rainbow, but from point A to point Z, she is our docent on a stunning visual tour through the struggles, resilience, and beauty of Black culture. Each double spread's creative components hint at music, poetry, Black ethnonyms, which come into full bloom with facts and references at the story's end. It's an important book for all ages, and a bibliography is included. This book is available as a print book. Brown Baby Lullaby by Tamika Fryer Brown and illustrated by A.G. Ford. Tamika Fryer Brown's lilting musical rhymes and A.G. Ford's glowing art follow one very active baby through a very busy day of zooming around the house, getting kisses, napping, playing in the grass, getting a bath, and finally going to bed as the sun sets. With Spanish language words naturally interspersed with the English language words in the text, this book gives an intimate glimpse into a normal day in the life of a loving Black Latinx family of 3. Brown Sugar Babe by Charlotte Watson Sherman and illustrated by Akem. Through dozens of awe-inspiring illustrated examples, a mother offers her dubious child a self-affirming declaration of the magnificence of her skin color. An author's note shares an eye-opening history of struggle for self-acceptance. Selected for its powerful affirming message to young children of color and to all other people as well, this book is available as a print book. The Camping Trip by Jennifer Mann, author and illustrator. Ernestine has never been camping before, but she's sure it will be lots of fun, won't it? An endearing story about a girl's first experience with the great outdoors. Why did we select it? There are not many picture books showing Black children camping and exploring the outdoors. It's important for Black children to be able to pick up a book and see Black children having fun. The format available is as a print book. Desert Girl, Monsoon Boy by Tara Darman and Archana Srinivasan. 2 children, one in the desert and one in the tropics, experience weather extremes that force their families to leave home and seek refuge in a new place where they meet and discover things they have in common. Why did we choose it? It highlights the resilience of the human spirit and how our similarities are greater than our differences. This is a print book. Federico and the Wolf by Rebecca J. Gomez and Elisa Chivari, illustrator. If you love fairy tale retellings, this book is for you. Clever Federico outsmarts El Lobo in this fresh and funny take on Little Red Riding Hood. Why did we pick it? Not only is the traditional gender of the protagonist flipped, but the couching of the story in such a colorful environment, rich with Mexican-American culture and Spanish language, will intrigue children to go beyond the story. Going Up by Sherry J. Lee, author, and Charlene Chua, illustrator. There was never a more crowded elevator with such an array of unique individuals, including food, flora, and fur friends, going up to Olive's birthday party on the 10th floor, and getting on at every floor except the 7th. And when the door opens on the 10th floor, so does a 4-page spread, spilling everyone out and joyfully greeting Olive, the birthday poodle, and her wheelchair-bound owner. The message is, there's room for us all, no matter our differences or species. This book is available in print and as a Hoopla ebook. How to Solve a Problem: The Rise and Falls of a Rock Climbing Champion by Ashima Shirashi and Yao Jiao. A teen climbing phenomenon poetically explains her method of tackling problems. Problems are what rock climbers call boulders, but she feels it's a great metaphor for life's problems too. Why did we choose this book? The inspiring text written in her own voice about a phenomenal young Japanese-American female athlete has gorgeous illustrations by a Chinese female artist, and this book can teach anybody a lesson about grit and fortitude. In My Ananas Amautik by Nadia Summertalk and Lenny Lushenko, illustrator. Nadia Summertalk lovingly invites the reader into the amautic, the pouch in the back of a mother's parka used to carry a child, to experience everything through the eyes of the baby nestled inside, from the cloud-like softness of the pouch to the glistening sound of Nana's laughter. Why did we choose this book? It's an Our Own Voice book that gives us a window into an indigenous culture that we have few books about. It's also beautifully illustrated. It's available in print. Just Like a Mama by Alice Faye Duncan and Charnel Pinckney Barlow, illustrator. Mama Rose takes care of Carol Olivia in all the ways that make her feel safe and cared for. Though she is not living with her biological parents, she finds Mama Rose's love is just like a mama's. Why did we select it? This book shows that loving familial relationships come in many forms. It's available as a print book. Like the Moon Loves the Sky by Henna Khan and Safa Khan, illustrator. The Arabic word inshallah repeats a resounding message of hope in this beautifully illustrated picture book that focuses on the love and dreams that families have for their children. Why did we choose this book? Based on a peaceful message from the Quran and written and illustrated by Muslims, this book shows a myriad of representation of Muslim people and provides a mirror for Muslim readers and serves as an important window for others. This book is available both in print and on Hoopla. Lila Tove, Good Night by Ben Mr. G. Gundersheimer and Noor Lee Nagin, illustrator. As the moon rises, a family steps into the night on a journey toward a new beginning. Along the way, their little girl delights in the wonders of nature, saying good night, Lila Tove, to the creatures and landscapes they pass. Why did we select this book? It offers a glimpse into the hardship of a Jewish family immigrating to another place. The pictures hint that the family could be refugees escaping to a new country, and the dedication page reinforces that. It has the same rhythmic beauty of Goodnight Moon. This book is available as a print book. My Rainy Day Rocket Ship by Marquette Shepard and Charlie Palmer, illustrator. During a rainy day, a boy lets his imagination and his ingenuity take him and his trusty sidekick all the way to outer space. Why did we select this one? This gorgeously painted rhyming book showcases Black boy joy and creativity. It's available as a print book. Nana Akua Goes to School by Tricia Elam Walker and April Harrison, illustrator. It is Grandparents' Day at school, and a shy Zura brings her West African grandmother, whose face bears traditional tribal markings, to meet her classmates. Why did we pick it? The fears of introducing your classmates to your family members and the culture you come from are universal for children whose home culture is not in the majority. We like the way the introduction was handled in this book with pride and with a way for the children to interact with another culture. This book is available in print. Ohana Means Family by Elima Loomis and Kennard Pack, illustrator. Shown in luminous watercolor paintings and written in a lyrical cumulative style, this book tells the story of a family farming taro for poi, which takes center place at a family luau. Why did we pick it? This book celebrates the history and the longevity of traditional Hawaiian culture, and there are few picture books highlighting Pacific Islanders with such grace and beauty. It's available as a print book. The Oldest Student, How Mary Walker Learned to Read by Lorraine Hubbard and Oge Mora, illustrator. Mary Walker was born into slavery on May 6, 1848, and she learned to read when she was 116 years old. This book provides insight into some of the reasons she may have put off learning to read even after it became legal for her to do so. Why did we choose it? Her story is inspiring. Once she learned to read, she liked to read aloud to groups, and at the end she would say, "You're never too old to learn." Her story is beautifully told with painting and collage by award winner Oge Mora. This is a print book. Pacho Nacho by Sylvia Lopez and Pablo Pino, illustrator. The protagonist's sing-songy long name kicks off the fun and humor in this story of a Mexican extended family life. Calamities ensue, with little brother Juan as cohort, customary to family life. Spanish words punctuate the storyline, and a translation of Spanish words follows the story. This was selected for its bird's-eye view into traditional Mexican family life and culture. It is available in print. Plenty of Hugs by Fran Minushkin and Kate Alizada, illustrator. Nature is perfectly wonderful, and so is this small, diverse family as they marvel at the good that transpires in their chosen activities and within their family unit. Selected for its portrayal of the natural order of a family unit that radiates wonder, joy, and gratitude, it's available in print on our shelves. Ready to Fly: How Sylvia Townsend Became the Bookmobile Ballerina by Leah Lyon and Alexandra Lafay, illustrator. This picture book biography with a "Yes You Can" testament for any child with a dream features little Sylvia. She sees Swan Lake on the family's old TV and just knows that ballet is for her. She winds her way through the ups and downs, including a teacher's kindness and ballet books from the Bookmobile. The book includes a visual timeline of the Bookmobile from the 1920s on, and was selected for its demonstration of how books support lifelong learning for all. It's available as a print book. Selena, Queen of Tejano Music by Sylvia Lopez and Paula Escobar, illustrator. This is a moving and impassioned picture book about the iconic queen of Tejano music, Selena Quintanilla, that will embolden young readers to find their passion and make the impossible possible. Why did we pick it? A true trailblazer, Selena's success in Tejano music and her crossover into mainstream American music opened the door for other Latinx entertainers, and she became an inspiration for Latina girls everywhere. Too Sticky: Sensory Issues with Autism by Jen Malia and Joanne Lou Vretoff. Holly loves doing experiments and learning new things in science class, but when she finds out the next experiment is making slime, she's worried. Why did we choose this book? Holly has sensory issues because of her autism, and we like the accommodation and encouragement she receives. This book is available on Hoopla and as a print book. Vamos, Let's Go Eat by Raul III and illustrator Elaine Bay. Follow little Lobo on a tour of enticing food trucks in his quest to track down the perfect foods to feed a pack of hungry Lucha Libre Mexican professional wrestling stars. Why did we pick it? Second in the series, this bilingual book is an energizing explosion of Mexican-American border town culture. It's available as a print book and on Hoopla with or without Read Aloud. When Grandpa Gives You a Toolbox by Jamie L.B. Dinahan and Lorraine Rocha, illustrator. You asked for a special house for your dolls, but instead Grandpa gives you a toolbox. What do you do? Why we picked it? This clever story celebrates kindness, hard work, and community, as well as a variety in gender expression. The male main character proudly engages in activities that might be considered typically girl, playing with dolls, and typically boy, building with tools. This is available in the library as a print book. Who Will You Be? By Andrea Pippins, author and illustrator. A mother asks her young child the title's all-encompassing question and follows with family-enriching and self-powering options and possibilities. The large, colorful illustrations express the goodness of a child's support system and help to encourage and spur positive self-development. Selected for its content supporting awareness and self-esteem, this book is available in print. Here are some other books that we recommend. You may want to check out these other contenders in print or in digital. Can I Play Too? All the Way to the Top and Anti-Racist Baby. How do you know that a book is truly acceptable and worth commendation in light of our commitment to providing diversity in its many forms? There are many respected resources for vetting a book's value as representative and honoring of the people and culture it presents. For deeper reflection, you can look to some of these resources as you seek out diverse picture books. Lee and Low Books is the publisher who has understood the need for diverse books for almost 30 years. It's worth checking their website to learn about books, authors, and the many ways they support educators and families. And if you want to take a look at how your school or home bookshelf stacks up for being culturally responsive, see the link from NYU that will ask some hard questions. We asked our Youth and Family Services librarians to recommend their favorite diverse picture books. They couldn't choose just one. Here are some more titles that may spark interest in the readers you know and in yourself. Kathleen's first choice is The Arabic Quilt by Aya Khalil, illustrated by Anayat Samerjian. When a child moves to a new place and goes to a new school, it's challenging enough. But in Kanzi's case, she's Egyptian born, her family has a first language other than English, and her mom sends her lunch items to school, which cause her American schoolmates to pick on her. Her wise teacher designs a way to include Kanzi's mom in a solution that embraces all the children. This book teaches welcome and acceptance of a cultural group that needs respecting and representing in children's literature. It's available on Hoopla and as a physical picture book. Readers in families with two dads may love Papa, Daddy, and Riley by Seamus Kirst and Devin Holdsworth. It features another school life-based experience. On Riley's first day of school, the kids see her with her two dads and ask which one is her real dad. This sets up a confusing problem for Riley, who knows that both men are her true fathers. The book adds information that Riley understands she has a biological mom, her belly mom. She learns that one thing all families have in common is that they love each other. This book is available in print. Elena's first pick is Accordionly, Abuelo and Opa Make Music by Michael Genhart and illustrated by Priscilla Burris. This Own Voices picture book celebrates the shared joy of music and family. A young boy grows sad when he notices that his exuberant grandfathers, Abuelo and Opa, are both quiet when they visit at the same time because they speak different languages. Knowing that both grandfathers play the accordion, he asks them to play together. All language barriers are quickly broken when the two join together to sing and play songs from their respective cultures for their family. The notes at the back of the book outline how both the author and the illustrator grew up in families comprised of mixed cultures, and how they have fond recollections of their grandfathers playing the accordion for family. Elena chose this book because she loves the story and how music brings people and cultures together, and she also comes from a long line of accordion players. This is a physical print book. Elena's next choice is Taking Time by Jo Loring Fisher. Simple rhyming verse shows children from around the globe taking time to be mindful and appreciate nature, themselves, and others, with beautiful soft illustrations that highlight different cultures and landscapes from around the world. Elena chose this book because of its beautiful message, illustrations, and glimpses of people and places around the world. We have this in the library as a print book and on Hoopla. Hoanani, Hula Warrior by Heather Gale and Mika Song, illustrator. Matt selected this picture book based on a true story about a non-binary youth finding her place as a hula warrior. Hoanani Kamai does not identify with either Wahine, girl, or Kane, boy. She prefers just Hoanani. Feminine pronouns refer to Hoanani throughout. One day, her teacher, Kumuhina, announces auditions for a traditional hula chant the high school Kane will perform. With Kumuhina's encouragement, Hoanani auditions despite the shock of the Kane. After passing the test, she practices until Hawaii's history becomes a part of her, says Kirkus. This is a physical picture book. Matt also selected Salma, the Syrian Chef, by Ahmed Ramadan and Anna Braun. All Salma wants is to make her mama smile again. With creativity, determination, and charm, Salma brings her new friends together to show Mama that even though things aren't perfect, there's cause for hope and celebration. Syrian culture is beautifully represented through the meal Salma presents and Anna Braun's vibrant illustrations, while the diverse cast of characters speaks to the power of cultivating community in challenging circumstances, says Goodreads. This book is available on Hoopla and as a picture book in physical form. Lisa's first recommendation is Child of the Universe by Ray J. Wardhana, illustrated by Raul Colon. In this story, a man explains to his daughter, the star of the book, that she is made up of all the elements in the universe and that she is connected to everything, past and present. The watercolor and color pencil illustrations are luminous but muted in tone, which makes it perfect for bedtime reading, particularly for kids who love science. Lisa chose this book for its themes of interconnectedness and science, the beautiful art, and subtle messages of empowerment. It's available in print only. Her second recommendation is We Are Water Protectors by Carol Lindstrom, illustrated by Michaela Goad. This book addresses the sacredness and importance of water to all life on Earth and the negative effects of oil pipelines and drilling on water sources and wildlife. The young Native American narrator and people of varying ages and skin tones stand together in solidarity on the last page of the story, illustrating that anyone can be a water protector. Lisa chose this book for its themes of interconnectedness and conservation, as well as the timeliness of its message. It's available in print and as an Overdrive ebook. Lynn's first pick is Bedtime Bonnet by Nancy Redd, illustrated by Nneka Myers. It's the end of the day and a family gets their hair ready for bed, but where is the youngest one's bonnet? Lynn says she has never seen a book like this. This one is in our collection as a print book. Her second pick, Fly, Firefly, in homage to Rachel Carson. Arthur Shana Keller writes of a young girl's encounter with a firefly, with beautiful illustrations by Ramona Kolitsky. There is also a science focus on bioluminescence. This book is on Hoopla and on our shelves as a print book. Crystal's first recommendation is Grandpa Grumps, written by Katrina Moore and illustrated by Zindi Yan. This story illustrates how love can be shown in different ways. For the first time in her life, a little girl meets her grandfather, Ye, who is from China. While he does not speak English and she does not speak Chinese, they find a way to connect and show that they love each other. This story is wonderful for families who live across the world and portrays the language barrier in a realistic manner. At the end, a delicious recipe for fried rice is available for readers to create together. Crystal's second recommendation is A.E. Ali's Our Favorite Day of the Year, illustrated by Rahele Jumper Bell. And in this book, a class of students meeting each other on the first day of kindergarten are all curious because their teacher has assured them they will all become friends. During show and tell, the students get to share their favorite day of the year, which includes Eid al-Fitr, Rosh Hashanah, Christmas, and Pi Day. Their book illustrates a diverse and inclusive class and provides a wonderful informational source about how everyone celebrates differently and that celebration can be shared with their friends. Both of these titles are available for checkout at our Virginia Beach Public Library branches. Like many young girls, Eva longs to dance, but unlike many would-be dancers, Eva has cerebral palsy and is in a wheelchair. When she finds a dance studio for all ages and ability, Eva gets her chance to do more than dream. Josie picked this book, I Will Dance, by Nancy Bow Flood and Juliana Swanee, because she liked the way it portrayed children with differing abilities and how they learn to dance together. And then Josie also chose Big Papa and the Time Machine by Daniel Bernstrom and Shane W. Evans, the illustrator. When a little boy is feeling afraid to go to school one day, his grandfather, Big Papa, takes him away in his time machine, which is a 1952 truck. It's a Ford. back all the way to the time when he was scared of something that life was handing to him. That's called being brave, Big Papa says over and over. Josie chose this book because of its message of resilience and how it defines bravery as feeling scared and doing what needs to be done anyway. Both of these are available as print books. Cindy chose The Belonging Tree by Marianne Coco and Kristen Lombardi. The squirrel families become unhappy and distrustful when different animal families begin to inhabit their neighborhood tree. But all it takes is one act of courage and kindness for everyone to find a sense of peace, acceptance, and belonging. Cindy likes how this symbolizes diverse community building through inclusion and acceptance. It's available as a print book in our library. Katie chose Lolly's Feather by Farhana Zia, illustrated by Stephanie Pfizer Coleman. Lolly finds a little feather in the field. Is it lost? Lolly sets out to find a feather at home, but one bird after another rejects it. The feather is too small for rooster, too slow for crow, and too plain for peacock. Once Lolly decides to keep the little feather and discovers all the things she can do with it, the other birds begin to recognize its value. Katie loves this book because it highlights how our differences make us special, and her daughter loves searching for the little bird hidden on every page. Her second recommendation is A Story About Afiya. This is by James Barry and Anna Cunha. Some people have dresses for every occasion, but Afiya needs only one. Her dress records the memory of her childhood, from roses in bloom to pigeons in flight, from tigers at the zoo to October leaves falling. A joyful celebration of a young girl's childhood, written by the late Coretta Scott King Book Award-winning Jamaican poet James Barry. The gorgeous illustrations in this book make it one of Katie's favorites for 2020. These are both available in print form. You can locate all of these books in our print and digital collections. Some books may be only available in one format: paper, digital ebook, or audiobook. First, go to our website. Go to www.vbgov.com/libraries. Click on the link to search the catalog. Virginia Beach Public Library's catalog defaults to include results for both digital and print resources, so you can do one search for a specific title and find both print and digital copies of the same book. The format and database, the vendor, will appear under the title and author information. You can also tell if the result listed is a book or a digital resource based on the icon that appears. A print book will have a book icon, and a digital resource will have a download arrow icon. If you want to limit the catalog to search for just print or just digital results, you can do that by clicking on the format options under Limit Search Results. Choose Book if you just want to see if the title is available in print, or choose ebook or streaming audiobook if you want to see if the title is available in either of those formats. If you choose to limit to ebooks and/or streaming audiobooks, the results will show both Hoopla and Overdrive results. If you've found what you are looking for in a digital format, you can click on the Download button. You will be prompted to enter your library card number and your PIN. Once that information is entered, you will be redirected to your newly borrowed ebook or audiobook. If you just want print books, you can limit your search to just print by selecting the format on the side menu. Branches with available copies will be listed at the bottom of the entry. You can look inside the book if the Google Preview button shows at the top right of the entry. You can place a hold by clicking Place Hold on the button at the top right of the entry. You will be prompted to enter your library card number and PIN. After entering your library card number and PIN, select the branch where you'd like to pick up the book from the drop-down menu and click Place Hold. Remember to choose Drive Up if you'd like to get your book at the Drive Up windows in some of our branches. If you don't have a specific title in mind, but you'd like to see which diverse books are on the New York Times bestsellers list, you can click on the Kids tab on the catalog homepage and scroll through each list. If you only want digital books, ebook or streaming audiobook formats that are available on one of the apps, Overdrive or Hoopla, you can click directly on the link for the database you prefer and search for diverse books multiple ways. If you have a specific title in mind, you can type the title in the search bar. If no results come up, the title is not available on Overdrive. Available titles will show up with cover image, title, author, format, ebook or streaming audiobook, and availability, place a hold or borrow. Click on the cover image to get more information about a book. Once you click on the item, you'll be able to see an estimated wait time in case you'd like to place the book on hold, and you can also read a sample. Overdrive lets you check out up to 5 items at a time, so if you are close to your checkout limit, you might like to read a sample before deciding to check out an item. And if you don't have a specific title in mind and you just want to browse, you can look through the books suggested in Overdrive's Diverse Reads for Kids and Teens collection. Click on Collections drop-down menu and then click on Kids and Teens under Special. Now scroll down to Diverse Reads for Kids and Teens to see this Overdrive collection. To specifically see picture books, you can limit the audience, juvenile, the interest levels, lower grades K through 3, ATOS levels, Lexile, and text difficulty if desired. Each option for limiting the collection will show you how many items are left in the collection that meet your search criteria. For example, if a parent wanted to just look at the juvenile ebooks in the collection but not the young adult books, there are 43 items in the Diverse Reads collection for juvenile audience. Now let's search titles in Hoopla. If you have a specific title in mind, once again, you can type the title in the search bar. If no results come up, the title is not available on Hoopla. Available titles will show up with cover image, title, author, and format, ebook or streaming audiobook. Click on the cover image to get more information about a book. Click on the Borrow button to check out the ebook in Hoopla. Categories for the book appear in a link next to the title image. You can click on each link to access a collection of books on the same topic. For example, when you click on the subject link for Diversity and Multicultural, you can easily find similar books. To ensure that you are just finding ebooks and audiobooks that are appropriate for children, you can use Kids Mode on Hoopla. You will then be able to browse books in Kids Mode. If you would like to browse through a collection of diverse books, click on Categories from the drop-down menu next to the search bar and then click on Browse to the left of Categories and choose the format you prefer: ebooks, comics, audiobooks, etc. Please note you will not be able to pull up the collections while you are in Kids Mode. There are many Hoopla categories that contain diverse books. Browse through and click on the one that interests you. You can limit a collection to only include children's books by clicking on Children's Titles Only to the left of the book list. And if you are not able to find a title in Virginia Beach Public Library's print or digital collection, you can request that a copy of a title be added to the collection. Go to the library catalog and click on Suggest a Purchase at the top middle of the screen. A link is included in this slide. When suggesting a title, please make sure it meets the criteria listed on the suggestion page. Please see the link below in the description to complete the survey for a chance to receive one of these book bundles. We would like to thank you for taking the time to attend this training. Remember that there are new books being published every day with attention to diversity in its many forms. We thank all the Youth and Family Services librarians for their contributions.